Right now, 12 million Americans are trapped in a loan they cannot pay back. Not because they are irresponsible, not because they are stupid, because the loan was specifically engineered to be impossible to escape. The interest rate is 400% per year. It is completely legal. And the industry makes $9 billion annually from people who have no other choice. This is the most predatory financial product ever made legal in the developed world. And in the next 8 minutes, you will understand exactly how the trap works, who designed it, and why governments allow it to continue destroying families every single day. Stay with me, because what you are about to see will make you angry. And anger is exactly the right response. To understand who uses payday loans, you need to understand the moment they are designed to exploit. Your car breaks down on a Monday. You need it to get to work. Without work, you lose everything. You need $400 by tomorrow morning. Your bank account has $23. Your credit cards are maxed. Your family cannot help. And there is a payday loan store 3 blocks away with a neon sign that says, "Fast cash, no credit check." That is the moment the industry has been waiting for. They did not build those stores in wealthy neighborhoods. They built them in your neighborhood, near your workplace, near your military base, near your university. They know exactly when you will be desperate. They have studied it. They have mapped it. They have built an entire billion-dollar industry around your worst moment. And when you walk through that door, the trap is already set. Here is the exact mechanics of how $400 becomes a $1,200 debt. You borrow $400. The fee is $60 due in 2 weeks. That sounds manageable. 15% for 2 weeks. What they do not tell you clearly is that 15% for 2 weeks is 391% per year. Your payday arrives. Your rent is due. Your food costs money. Your electricity bill cannot wait. You cannot pay back the $460. So you pay $60 to extend the loan 2 more weeks. You still owe the original $400. 2 weeks later, same situation. Another $60. Another 2 weeks. After 5 months, you have paid $780 in fees. You still owe the original $400. The industry has a name for customers like you. They call you a churner. And you are their most valuable asset. A churner generates 15 times more profit than a customer who pays back on time. The entire business model depends on people who cannot escape. $400 borrowed. $1,180 total cost. And the loan still exists. The documents that came out in litigation against payday loan companies are devastating. Internal memos show executives celebrating high rollover rates. Bonus structures rewarding loan officers for keeping customers in debt longer. Marketing strategies specifically designed to target people in financial crisis. They mapped low-income zip codes. They identified military bases where young soldiers receive steady paychecks but have limited financial education. They placed stores near large employers of hourly workers. The advertising was crafted by psychologists. Fast, easy, no judgment. We understand. We are here for you. While the debt collectors they hired were using tactics that courts later ruled illegal. Calling employers, threatening family members, showing up at homes. This was not a financial service. This was a predatory operation with a financial service license, and it operated in full view of governments that took their campaign donations and looked away. The damage payday loans do to communities is measurable and devastating. A landmark study found that access to payday loans increases personal bankruptcy rates by 40% in the areas where they operate. Not decreases, increases by 40%. The product marketed as a financial lifeline is actually accelerating financial destruction at a scale that researchers can measure precisely. The situation became so severe for military families that the United States Congress passed the Military Lending Act, capping interest rates on loans to active military at 36%. Think about what that means. The government looked at what payday loans were doing to the families of soldiers and said this cannot continue, but only for soldiers, for everyone else, for the single mother working 2 jobs, for the factory worker with a broken-down car, for the veteran who already served. 400% is still perfectly legal. Some states banned payday loans entirely. In those states, bankruptcy rates dropped. Financial stability improved. The evidence is undeniable. But most states still allow it, because the industry spent hundreds of millions lobbying to keep it that way. Here is what you must know before you ever consider a payday loan. There are always better options. Always. Even when it does not feel that way. Call your employer first. Many will advance your paycheck. 0 interest. 0 fees. You are simply getting paid early for work you have already done. Call whoever you owe money to. Utility companies have hardship programs. Landlords negotiate. Medical providers have payment plans. The worst they can say is no. A payday loan says yes and then owns you. Call a credit union. Credit unions exist to serve members, not shareholders. Emergency loans at reasonable rates are available to members who ask. Call 211 in the United States. It connects you to local assistance programs, nonprofits, and government resources specifically for financial emergencies. And starting today, build an emergency fund, even slowly, even $20 a week. Because $500 in savings makes a payday loan unnecessary in almost every scenario that drives people through those doors. The trap only works on people who have no other option. Your job is to make sure you always have another option. Here is the truth about the payday loan industry that their lobbyists have spent hundreds of millions to suppress. A 400% interest rate is not a financial product. It is a financial weapon, aimed at people in their worst moment, designed to make that moment last as long as possible. The stores are not there to help you. They are there to profit from the fact that you have no other choice. The speed, the ease, the no judgment. That is not generosity. That is a carefully designed trap. 12 million Americans walk into that trap every year. Most of them are working people facing a specific crisis. Not people who made bad choices, people who had no choices. The industry made $9 billion from their desperation last year, the year before, and the year before that. And it will continue until enough people understand exactly what it is. Not a service, not a lifeline. A legal predatory operation designed to extract maximum profit from minimum options. Now you know what it is. Subscribe to Financial Protocol on YouTube. Every week we expose the financial weapons, the hidden systems, and the deliberate traps designed to keep ordinary people broke. The more people who understand these systems, the less power those systems have. Subscribe now. Share this video, because someone you know might be walking toward one of those stores right now. New cases every week.